She's a very experienced Dianetic auditor, ethics trained, and OT8. All right. So I'd like to introduce you to Ingrid.
Okay. Hello. This is too early for the slide, Mary. Mary?
We got you. We got you, Ingrid.
Okay, fine. Should I start now?
Yes, honey.
Okay, thank you. So, hello, everybody. That's it again. It's long again. Yeah, just take the slides away for the moment.
Just
Thank you.
Ingrid, yeah, just let us, yeah, you'll let us
Yeah.
work on it.
Okay, so this is great that you're all here. I'm very happy to have you all here and to give you this little talk. So I'm Ingrid Hoffmann. I'm German. You will hear that I'm not English native. I live in Munich, Germany, and I've been in Scientology since 1979. I started in the Scientology Church of Munich. The first few years, I went up to clear. It was very nice and quick, and it worked out well. But after that, I just wouldn't move anymore. No matter what I did, no matter I did courses, I helped a lot. I was auditing book one. I did a lot of things, but my own progress on the right side of the bridge just wouldn't work. There were stops, there was all kinds of things. It just went on like this for many years. And so finally, there were lots of strange things. And finally, in 2017, at the end of 2017, my husband and I confronted that all the things that were going on in the church. We were very loyal, especially me. I didn't look at the internet because we were not supposed to, and so on. But finally we did, and we found out it was really happening in the church, which we had already experienced, a lot of change of LIH tech and all of this. So we left the church at the end of 2017. And just a second. We knew that now, after such a long time of not moving on, we really wanted to get going, and we wanted to find an auditor and a CS for us who would be 100% standard tech and who would also speak German, by the way, because my husband doesn't speak much English, so that was important. So we found him. We found Klaus Weigel, and he's German. He's very experienced and so on. And he had, by that time, he had moved to Odessa at the Black Sea, he and his wife. So we decided to go there, and you know, we were in contact with them per email. We decided to go there and just get to know them. So my husband went first because I couldn't go at that time. That was May 2018. He went there, got to know Klaus, had one interview, had one session, and all the invalidations from the church were handled. And Klaus said to him, now onto the solo courses and onto OT 1 and 3. So that was great because after such a long time of stops, a few months later, I was going to go there too and, you know, do more or less the same thing. What happened to me first was I booked a flight, got sick one day before the flight. I booked another flight 3 weeks later, got sick the same morning, couldn't go. The third try worked, although I was half sick when I flew over there, but it worked somehow. And I arrived, and as soon as I got over there, and everything was fine, you know, it was just this kind of stops, especially after such a long time of not moving and so on. So I arrived there, got a session, everything fine, invalidation handled. So I went back to Germany, and the same year in December, we started on our solo course. We started a bit at home, and then we did from the second part of the solo one course on, which is drills, emitter drills, and so on. We went to do that with Klaus in Odessa. So we had arranged to go to Odessa in February 2018. 19. And we had arranged, we had our flight and everything seems to be fine. And 2 days before the flight, we got this letter from our landlord saying, we are very sorry, but we have to give you notice for the flat because now we need it ourselves. And so this is the way it is. My husband stood there and he got pale and he said, so now we can't go there. We can't go on to our OT levels. We have to find a flat. And I said, no, we're not going to go. We are going. We are not going to give in to that stuff. Once you are just before going on to the OT levels, you can expect that some kind of stops occur. So let's just go to Odessa and do this. We did. We did our solo course there, came back to Germany. 2 months later, I went back to Odessa. I did OT 1 to 3. 3 months later, my husband went to Odessa, did OT 1 to 3. And in October the same year, we started on NOTS. And by December, end of December the same year, we were NOTS completion. Now, why am I saying this? I will continue a bit about our progress more later on. Why am I saying this now? There's a lot I want to tell you about the tools that LRH gave us that we kept on applying all the time, which are so important to apply in order to get there, in order to get up the bridge. So there was this one thing, persistence. It is, I read to you the definition, LRH's definition of persistence. He says, persistence is the ability to exert continuance of effort towards survival goals. So persistence is so important, as you can see. Now I tried 3 times to arrive in Odessa and just never did, only did the 3rd time. And you just have to keep on. And that's the other thing, which is I found so important all the time. It was like this one sentence, I just never forgot. It was always in the back of my head, my mind. And it is intention. Intention is course. Intention is course. That's what LRH says. Now we have this definition from LRH about intention. It says, intention is the command factor as much as anything else. If you intend something to happen, it happens if you intend it to happen. Verbalization is not the intention. The intention is the carrier wave, which takes the verbalization along with it. And in his lecture, one of his lectures about the technique 88, he says, intention is cause. So if you think about this, what you can, with intention, you can reach everything, almost everything, if not everything. So this was what I always used a lot, and I had always my intention there, just to make sure that I will move on. Then there are some, of course, when we have the conditions of life, or they also called ethics conditions. It's very important to look at what condition you are in your life, in your various projects, and use the formula for that. The definition is the state or condition of any person, group, or activity can be plotted on this scale of conditions, which shows the degree of success or survival of that person, group, or activity at any time. So it is so important to keep using these conditions. That also helped us a lot. And don't only, I mean, it's a lot to use the conditions on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th dynamic, or even on the 5th and 6th. But don't forget to look at your condition on the 7th dynamic and to apply the right formula. This has helped us a lot too, because after all, the 7th dynamic is about you, the Theta. It's about Theta universe. It's about how you, the Theta, gets up the bridge to OT. And now sometimes it happened to me in the past that although I applied the condition which is called doubt, I applied the formula for it. It somehow I applied it in the right way, but somehow it didn't. I didn't get to a conclusion. I couldn't decide, even at the end of doing the formula, because there were various projects which all seemed to be for the survival and so on. Whenever that happens, I took out my code of honor. It's not my code of honor, but I just love it. It's LH's code of honor. He wrote it down. And I tell you, I read to you what it is. The code of honor, here's the definition. It's the ethical code of Scientology. The code one uses, not because he has to, but because he can afford such a luxury. Here you go, a luxury for the Satan. It is a luxury, but it's so good to apply it. And whenever I couldn't, as I said before, I couldn't decide with the doubt formula, for example, I just looked at the code of honor and straight away found one or two items in there that told me, yes, now you know how to decide. Yes, this was missing and now you know it. So this is one advice for me to use that. It's very, very helpful. And for example, in the code of honor, LH talks about integrity. There is one, first I give you the definition of integrity. It says, that's the wrong slide, thank you. Integrity is the condition of having no part or element taken away or wanting, undivided or unbroken state, wholeness. He says in the Code of Honor, he says about integrity, he says, your integrity is more important than your body. So that really means something. Don't be afraid, you're not going to lose your body. I still sit here with my body. So, but it just shows us how important integrity is, how important it is to keep it in. If somebody comes and says, no, let's do this first. No, you don't have to go up the bridge right now because you have to do this and that. And yes, I know you want to go up the bridge, but first you really need to do this. But you know that this step up the bridge that you're just going to do now is so important and it's just the right thing. Don't let yourself be stopped, or whatever it is. If it's about choosing a job or about what to plan for your children or whatever. This is integrity if you keep to what you know is right. So this has been very, very helpful too. And now I'm just a second. I just want to finish telling you how we went up the bridge, my husband and me. So we went up from solo course to OT5 completion in that 1 year. It was 2019. And then in 2020, we did our levels 0 to 4. We studied that. And we did the OT6 course, which is a preparation for you to solo audit on knots. So you learn how to solo audit on knots on this course. So we did this and got onto solo knots. And within some months, we had both finished solo knots, which came as a very, very big surprise to ourselves. We were just like saying, how could this be? But somehow, when we look back, it's been like, when I look at that year where we went up the bridge from, up to OT5 first in 2019, when I look back, sometime around on OT5, time didn't seem to matter that much anymore. It got less important, and obviously, I got a bit more course over time already. That's what I think. That's what I'm sure about. I got more and more course over time, so it just worked I couldn't explain to anybody how and why, but this is my, of course, this is my explanation and my knowingness. It worked. So we went on like that, and it was just like a rocket ride up the bridge. It continued like that, doing solo knots and completing that. And after solo knots, we went on to OT8. And that again was like, wow. I mean, to do OT8, to complete OT8 is beyond any words that you could ever use. It's beyond, it's, Satans have such wild dreams about what they want to achieve while they go up the bridge or when they get up there. But these wild dreams, they are nothing compared to what you really get when you do also, while you go up the bridge, also at Solar Knots completion, or when you do OT8, when you've done OT8, it's like everything turns around, but in a wonderful way, and you really understand yourself and anything else. I couldn't talk more about it, but that's the way it is. So I wanted to share this with you, that and also some more successful actions or some data about theta postulate. You probably all know what postulates are. Most of you maybe probably know what a theta postulate is. I must say for myself, I had looked at this definition for many years, but never in the beginning or even later on. It never fully grabbed it, never fully understood this. But once it was explained to me by somebody, and once I realized what it really is, I realized the importance of it. As it says on the slide, it's a postulate made without regard to evaluations, conclusions, or time. So you don't look at evaluations, you don't look at, let's see, if I make another $100, I will have $200 next week. No, you don't make evaluations. You don't look at conclusions like this. What I just said was also a conclusion, right? And you don't look into time. Time is not what is part of the theta postulate. The theta postulate, you make the theta postulate in PT, in present time. No future, no past needed. Don't do it, don't use it. You do it in present time. And if you want to be OT, if you want to be OT5, if you want to be OT8, or if you want to be grade 4 completion, you make the postulate, the theta postulate, and you say, I am grade 4 completion in PT, or you say, I am OT5. Because otherwise it wouldn't work as a theta postulate. You are a theta, so you don't have time. So this works so well if you do it the right way. And it just helps so much to go up the bridge and get right to the top of the bridge and further on. And this was something that is really important for me to let you know as well, because it's just one of these amazing tools. And last but not least, I would like to talk a moment about motivation. Motivation is defined in the New Oxford American Dictionary as the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. So yes, motivation matters a lot. And my motivation ever since I was clear and wanted to go up the bridge to go up the OT levels, up to OT, it's always been, I wanted to help salvage this planet, salvage the mankind on this planet, in order to help LRH apply his wonderful check more in a wider scale to more people on this planet, and help more people go up the state to freedom, go up the state to OT. And this has always been my motivation. And it helped a lot. When we had COVID time, you all remember well, I'm sure, 2020. In March 2020, it was 20th March 2020, I was going to fly over to Odessa to do my OT6 course, to do the drills with Klaus over there. The flight was canceled, like any flight was canceled on the planet, I think more or less those days. And I called Klaus and I said, Klaus, what am I going to do now? I want to do this and then get onto Solarnauts. And I said, and I haven't come all this way here and have become partly pause over MEST already in order to be stopped by MEST now, in order to be stopped by the physical universe. I just don't agree. And we found a solution. I did it, I did drills, I had him on the phone. At that time, we didn't use the internet very much, but I always had him on the phone. I did the drills myself. It just worked greatly. And in the end, I was ready to go on Solarnauts, and that worked greatly. So even for that situation, I just didn't agree. I had this big motivation. No, I'm not going to stop. I want to be able to more and more able to help salvage what we have here on this planet, keep to LRH's technology, use it. And it's been working. I'm at a point now on the bridge where I can help a lot. I could help a lot before. Many of you are helping a lot and so much. But when you come up to like OT8 is the first OT level. So when you come up there, you realize that you can help even more. So that's what I wanted to say and share with you. This is all, and I hope it helps all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. Show her some love. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now, everybody here who's an OT or close to it or has gone up the bridge or accomplished something on the bridge, we got, tips. So while you're thinking of that, I'd like to open the discussion up to the OTA members. Well, and if everybody else would just type their question or raise their hand in the or put it into the chat. We'd love to hear your feedback and the advice you have for people who want to really get up the bridge. So let's see, Randy, Trey, Z. Yeah, Ray, go, or Trey, go for it. Excuse me.
I
You've
really
been
like
unmuted. Yeah.
I really like that part of intention is cause. I've been auditing people for 53 years now, and gotten well over 130 or 140 people to clear. And right now, we've got between Randy and I, we've gotten at least 20, 25 people up onto and through their OT levels. Randy's been a great partner and friend and CSing and training OT levels. And well, what I noticed over the years is that people had a lot of money, but didn't have the intention, never made it. But people who didn't have any money but had a lot of intention, somehow or another, they were able to do it. And so I really could see this very, very clearly at work, and it really validated LRH's dictum that intention is cause. If you want to do it, you'll pull in the resources. It's the idea of an administrative error is have to have before you can do. You start to do, and then you start to have. So anyway, that's a key thing that I observed.
Very good, Trey.
Yeah. That's great. That's a great tip.
Yes.
You take the first steps. You just keep taking the steps. I remember wanting to get my grades done, and I wanted them so badly. And I live a 5-hour drive from Trey. was working. I had a family. I'm a teacher. I'm a professor. I was a professor at the time. So every holiday, every school holiday, boom, I'd go down there and just put the hotel on the credit card, just do it. Just go see Trey. And I got through my grades and made some great discoveries along the way. Absolutely 100% worth it. No regrets whatsoever. But sometimes you just take the steps. Just do what you have to do.
Very good, Mary.
Yes, great.
Oh, Randy's raising his hand too.
Hi. Yeah, very good talk, Ingrid. Very good points. And I
Thank
just
you.
would like, sure. I would just like to add that for me and for many people that Trey and I have helped go up the bridge, one successful action, maybe one of the most important, is to follow LRH Tech exactly and exclusively. There have been a number of different spin-offs and alterations of LRH, people supposedly improving on it here and there and so forth. But I have found, and I've been doing it almost as long as Trey now, that I have all the tech I need from L. Ron Hubbard to last several lifetimes before I could really apply all of it, you know. And the way he laid out the bridge, which we're talking about, this whole bridge, the gradation chart, is such genius because it provides just the right gradients for anybody. He was making OTs, you know, back in the 50s, but he found that wow, it's kind of hard for some people. Not everybody's making it easy. How do we make it possible for everybody to make it, you know? And that's where he started to evolve the bridge in around 1965. And that is so successful. Just follow LRH and of course work with someone who is also dedicated to using L. Ron Hubbard's technology. And if you, that combination of working with someone who's trained and competent and who's following L. Ron Hubbard's technology, it's just a very winning combination. And then if you apply the things that Ingrid talks about with intention and theta postulates, you can't be stopped. You're just unstoppable at that point. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Z.
Thank you for the talk, Ingrid. That was great. I think I wanted to say something about the theta postulate that you mentioned. I've noticed going up the bridge that there are so many traps, like in the physical universe. There's time, of course, there's money, and you know, of course, there's your family and they need your attention, and then there's work. So if you let that all stop you, then you won't get anywhere. And if you look at the physical universe at matter, energy, space, and time, sometimes, you know, we can feel so small, and I think it's made to make us feel small as Thetans. If you look at this physical universe with its, you know, billions and billions of galaxies, and then in each of those galaxies, there's trillions of stars and planets. So you can, you know, and then here we are on planet Earth in these little bodies. Of course, it is designed for us as Thetans to be made to feel small, but we're not. If you look at this vast universe, we have created that as Thetans. So we're damn big, and our postulates are big. So for me, it was a matter of, no matter what the physical universe looked like, no matter how big the stops looked like, no matter if I had the money, I always made sure to put that theta postulate there for my next step. Okay, my next step is grade 0. No matter what, I will reach that by this time. And somehow the physical universe turned around and opened the doors and made way. So don't forget that you are a massive, able being, and don't lose sight of that. So that's my advice.
Very good, Z. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great
All
advice.
right. Hey, have we got anybody who would like to comment? I cannot see, let's see what we got. Oh, we've got 7 things in chat. It's gonna show up here. Let's see what we've got. Persistence, intention, integrity. Yes, yes. Huh. I'm blowing some sort of force. Intention. Yes. Let's see what else we got here. Do we have any questions or other free advice? Yeah, the theta postulate definition, wasn't that great? IT, by the way, has posted the Introduction to Scientology Ethics in the chat, and you can just click on that and download that for yourself. It's the 1976 or 78 version. So that's a freebie for you. And I did have a quote, but due to technical things, I don't have it here that I can post. So, I'll tell you what, if there are no other questions or comments, I think we're just gonna go ahead and head for Windtown here. How's
Yay.
that?
Yay.
Yeah, always good, huh? Oh, just a little reminder, stay in touch with each other, with us. IndieBridge.org is our website, info@indiebridge.org, where you can email us questions, comments, anything, free advice, it's all good. And then we have IndieBridge on Facebook. All you have to do is email us at info@indiebridge.org, and we will be happy to add you to our invitation list. This is how you have to sign up. So tell your friends, hey, if you want an instant Zoom link next time in your email box or your spam folder, because spam folder likes to collect it every so often, just email us and we'll make sure you get your own invite an hour before events start. Okay. Yes, wins. Yes, wins. Let's see here.
Hello.
Oh, Robin
Robin
raised
has,
his hand. Yeah.
has to
So I
unmute
wanted
himself.
I wanted to add a little suggestion. Ingrid, that was a fantastic talk and it included so many things. I think I'd like to kind of look back to the more beginning of the bridge when you're starting out, because you touched on this. Your case does not want you to change or get better. It thinks it's doing everything to help you survive.